Hey everybody, welcome back to the Sixer Sense podcast. I'm your host, Chris, and Chris, I know I'm not an Eagles fan, but I know there's a lot of Eagles fans that listen to this podcast, and I know that you like rooting for the Eagles. Is a condolence in order?
I don't know. I mean, it sucks. I feel like this was pretty predictable, to be honest. I don't know
So
how.
Kevin Patula is gone. Is Stefanski? Not Stefanski. No, what's his name? Maybe it's Stefanski.
He can
No,
he can
no,
kind of
I
be
was
our
talking about your head
coordinator.
coach. Is Sirianni safe though?
I don't know. I feel like he probably should be.
We'll see.
He did win the Super Bowl last year.
If you
Yeah, I
want,
don't know how Kevin Patullo made it.
well,
Through
that's
18 weeks.
that's fair. But if you want to hear me talk more about Eagles and other NFC East football, make sure you tune into my podcast, 14 Rings and NFC East podcast. That being said, we are talking about the Sixers tonight. They
I
played two
guess.
games since our last podcast.
Yeah. Well, we're recording after the Raptors game that gets here on Sunday night. We're gonna start on a more positive note, though. Talk about the 103-91 win over the Magic from a couple days ago on the road. Pretty strong showing overall for the Sixers. 29 points for Tyrese Maxey to lead the way. 22 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists for Joel Embiid. 18 points, albeit he was 0 of 7 from 3 for Paul George, who had 3 steals and 2 blocks. 6 points for VJ in that game, kind of a quiet night offensively, not much from the bench. But
He had 9 rebounds and 7 assists. He's gonna have a triple double this season. I'm predicting that at least.
sure, yeah. But the big three kind of carried the load offensively, at least
Yeah.
scoring wise in this game. But good win all the same.
Yeah, and Don Barlow.
And Don Barlow had 11. Orlando 23 for Desmond Bain, 14 and 11 with 7 assists for Paolo Banchero, 21 for Anthony Black, who continues to have a really big year.
I was about to say, is this the coming out party of Anthony Black that everybody's been waiting for?
I don't know. Were people waiting for it?
I was. I wasn't sure if it was happening. I didn't think
I
he
guess.
could shoot.
I mean, he was pretty good.
He's good defensively.
He's still young.
I just didn't know if he could shoot. But
Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Lucas, what were your big takeaways from this game? Another one where the Sixers kind of took over in the second half after a pretty hard-fought first half. What were your big takeaways?
I think Joel is starting to remind everybody that he's still the best center in the East. In the Eastern Conference, I'm not going to say the NBA, but in the East, he's starting to get his feet back defensively. Offensively, he's pretty much where he has been. He's just not, taking on the burden that he used to because you got Maxey now. Look, it's a good win against a good team. That's good. I don't know what else to say. I wish McCain would play more than 5 minutes, and VJ's not playing 40 minutes, and Tyrese is not playing 38. But what can you do there, right?
Yeah, I agree. This was not the most efficient offensive game in general for Philly. Orlando's a good defensive team. The Sixers' defense, conversely, was quite good. Orlando happens to be a pretty inconsistent offensive team, I would say. Their shooting has still been a really big issue this year. So this game didn't really break the script in any way. Orlando is a good team, though. Like you said, they've played well at home this year. It was a really impressive victory for Philly. Joel had another dunk. He's really starting to talk trash again, which is pretty promising. If you're a Sixer fan, we'll see how long this lasts. Health is never a guarantee there, but Joel looks awesome. Orlando scored 12 points, Lucas, in the fourth quarter. So the defense really turned it up late.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of overshadowed a not very good offensive fourth quarter for the Sixers, who only scored 20. But when you give up 12, you can not score yourself. So yeah, all in all, really positive performance for the most part. We can skip ahead to Sunday, Lucas, because this is probably the game people are more interested in. A 116-115 overtime loss on the road in Toronto. We happen to play Toronto in Toronto again tomorrow night, which is a bit of an odd scheduling quirk. I haven't really seen back-to-backs done that way. I've seen home and homes. You don't normally just play the same team twice in a row in the same building, but so we'll get another shot at them tomorrow night. What was that?
Yeah, no. Go
Uh,
baseball. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but 38 for Maxi, had a really monster stretch down the stretch in the fourth quarter there to almost win the game. In the end, tie the game. VJ had a big three to tie things up late in overtime before Scotty Barnes, uh, drew a quote unquote foul to hit the game winning free throw and ran timeout with a very clever miss with 2 seconds left.
Yeah.
It seemed, based on the replay, that Scotty Barnes may have been the one committing the foul on that drive to the rim that sealed
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah, I definitely felt like the refs were giving them some calls in this game for sure.
Yeah, which is like always how it feels for the losing team. The refs are
Yeah.
always against the losing team, but like there were some questionable decisions
Hmm.
in this game. Nick Nurse was clearly very frustrated with the refs for the
Yeah, he got a
last two
tech in.
quarters.
I was about to say he got a tech in the first like 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, really all game. Nick Nurse was not a happy camper in this one. A lot of
Hmm.
flashbacks to his press conferences last year based on some of his facial expressions. But 38 for Maxi Lucas, 17, 4 points, or 4 rebounds, 4 assists for VJ Edgecombe, 13 and 6 for Dom Barlow, 20 minutes without a point for Andre Drummond, who started in place of Joel Embiid.
This was
Kelly
not the
Oubre,
matchup for him. This wasn't the
yeah,
matchup.
is what it is. Bono played 33 minutes, had a slightly better night. 34 minutes for Kelly, who got the start with Paul George out. He scored 13 on 5 of 10 shooting and had 5 rebounds with 4 steals and 3 blocks. You like the effort. Maxi was a plus 17. Barlow was a plus 2. They were the only two starters to win their minutes. A few of the bench guys did. Bona was a plus 12. Again, like he was just substantially better matchup wise than Drummond. Grimes was a plus 4. Jabari Walker was a plus 9. So, what were your takeaways in this game, Lucas, beyond the questionable officiating?
Well, first off, no, the other question on officiating is a big one here. Look, I mean, obviously the offense really struggled. Maxi, despite being kind of efficient from the field, you could feel him missing Joel and Paul George out there. That's for sure. Outside of that, Kelly, why are you fouling him on the last drive of the play? Like, what with 0.8 seconds? What are we doing, Kelly?
I don't think he fouled him. I guess you can argue that he shouldn't put himself in that position, but
I
you
don't
got to
know.
guard him. You can't just let him take a layup. He did make the layup, so like at the end of the day,
I guess it wouldn't have
if
mattered
they're
either
not going to
way.
call the offensive foul, which they should
Yeah.
have,
Yeah.
then they just would have lost by 2 probably. But
Yeah.
uh, you
Doesn't
know,
help our point differential, but that's okay.
yeah, the
Um,
foul really didn't change the outcome unless Philly would have like gone down with 2 seconds left and scored, which hey maybe, but
I think this is a bigger indication on Trenton Wofford, honestly. Only been in the rotation, regular rotation briefly for a handful of games. This game, ideally you would want to have his playmaking more at the four. You don't start him over Don Barlow, but Jabari Walker got 17 minutes. Wofford got 2. So like, what are we doing here, right? So like, I know that he's Tyrese's guy, but honestly, Wofford might have been better to have Wofford on the two-way versus Dom or Jabari. Because
I mean,
it just doesn't feel like Trenton is gonna break the rotation anytime soon. He's not a great defender, doesn't rebound. Like that's pretty much what we need our fours to primarily do, and then anything else is extra. But like Walker can defend, Walker can rebound. Barlow, we already know what he can do. Like he's a better version. He just can't shoot as well as Jabari, even though Jabari was poor from outside this game. You get what I'm saying, man? I don't know. It just feels like Wofford is on the outside looking in on this power forward rotation.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's a huge problem. I think you want to have depth in the front court. Like, not everyone can play every game, and like he got
But,
hurt.
but
It was just kind of a timing thing. Like he got hurt, and the other guys played well, so it's gonna be harder for him to break back in. I don't think he's like done anything to really harm his stock necessarily. I think
I
he's
don't know.
just like the 12th guy,
I
you
guess
know.
like you're losing minutes to not one but two-way guys who's they're running out of minutes
Sure, but
in
like
games too.
Yeah, but I would say that that's a little bit of an unfair characterization because they're playing better than most two-way guys. They're
That's also
rotation
fair.
players. They've been
Yeah,
rotation players even when Watford was healthy and playing.
I get that. That's fine.
Like Barlow is a starter. He's
Mhm,
on a two-way technically, but he's our starting power forward. So
mhm.
he's going to get a roster spot. I would assume Jabari does. Who gets cut to make room for Jabari is an interesting conversation. I would assume it's Eric Gordon, maybe, but we can maybe have that conversation at a different time.
Yeah, that's
But
fair.
yeah, look, 9 minutes in this game again for Jared McCain. I don't really see the turnaround point in this conversation. Just seems like he's our 10th guy at the moment, which kind of sucks.
It
Don't
is
know
what
what
it
to
is.
do
Look,
about
you got
that.
three pretty good guards ahead of him. One guard's gonna suffer out of those four. We thought it
Yeah,
was
it's
be Quinn Grimes, but it's not. It's McCain.
yeah, it's a slightly more frustrating version of the Watford thing, but
Yeah.
like VJ, Tyrese, and Quentin, to your point, are just not going to lose their grasp on things. Those are three good players, so it
We like to
sucks.
see less minutes for Tyrese and VJ, sure, but that's not
Yeah,
really that's not Nick Nurse's MO. Um,
yeah. Look, he should be playing more than 9 minutes, but it's not like the craziest thing in the world at this point. It's no longer like why isn't he playing more? It's just he hasn't done anything to really kind of take the bull by the horns and earn those minutes. And until he has a big breakout game or two, or someone has to miss a couple games and he plays well, I don't really think that's going to change.
yeah.
It is only his second season. He was hurt for most of his rookie year. These things take time. We can be a little bit patient with Jared. I don't think it's any reason to really panic. So
There's no reason to trade him right now. No.
absolutely. Yeah, his
Yeah.
value is at a low point. If they trade him, they're not going to get a piece back that's worth it. So,
Now, Chris, let me ask you something. Your favorite prospect from the last draft was in this game, and he had his signature dunk against us towards the end of the game. How does that make you feel? 17 and 7 and 3 for Colin Murray.
17 points, 15 rebounds,
Yeah.
3 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks. Plus 5, 7 of 12 from the field.
So how does that make you feel?
He's a good player. I was right. It's just is what it is, I'm used to it at this point, of course.
You're used to it, okay? Okay.
No. But he's awesome. He's a good player. Obviously, Toronto was missing 3 of their own starters in this game. It's worth noting. No Brandon Ingram, no Jakob Pertl, and no. Who am I missing?
RJ Barrett.
RJ Barrett. Yeah. So they were shorthanded. Their guys stepped up. Credit to them. 22 points for Jamal Shed. 20 points for Quickly in his 40 minutes. 31, 7 assists for Scotty Barnes, who was really driving the boat down the stretch there. Colin had a couple big dunks there to not ice the game, but to put Toronto ahead and put them in position to win. Worth noting. 30 minutes off the bench for their other rookie, Elijah Martin, who played not great, but was kind of a pest on defense, had 4 steals and 2 blocks, so the offensive struggles were compensated for. Look, Toronto's a good team. That's a tough environment. You're shorthanded. You're without 2 of your 3 or 2 of your 4 best players. This is not like a bad loss by any stretch.
No, and look, we were
It's a
kind
very
of due for a
frustrating
loss.
loss.
Yeah.
Like just the circumstances of it, and it being on the same day that the Eagles wet the bed. But look, they held Toronto to 16% from 3 and 40% from the field. You're going to win the majority of the games in which that is happening. So this was not a bad effort for a shorthanded team. I think you just got to kind of chalk it up to oddity. It was just a weird last quarter plus overtime, and it is what it is. Toronto has some stars. Scotty Barnes stepped up. Tyrese stepped up. They both. It was an awesome game, really. But yeah, kind of a bummer of a day for Philly sports fans. But I'm sure tomorrow night will be totally stress free, and we can all forget about this. So, what are your Super Bowl picks, Lucas? Just quick side
Who's in it right
note.
now? Let's see.
Who did you pick before the games? Be honest with me.
Okay, I have to remember who was in there. I honestly,
I'll be honest with you if you're honest with me.
I mean, honesty is a core part of our relationship, Chris. If we're not honest with each other, where are we at, really? I think out of the NFC East, I mean not NFC East, just the NFC in general. I think I had the Rams. And then out of the AFC. That's such a wild card. I'm going to go with the team that has the most experienced QB, and I'll say the Bills. Bills and Rams.
Okay. Yeah, I picked Packers Jaguars before the playoff started, so I'm out.
Work out well. Yeah, that did not go well.
I really believed in this Jags team too. They were so sick for most of the season, but credit to Josh Allen for doing Josh Allen things.
Yeah.
But I had to revise my picks. I only picked the Packers because I had picked them preseason.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably would have picked the Rams if I was following my head a little bit. They didn't look that great against Carolina, to be honest, but I'll probably ride.
I think Carolina's underrated. Just going to say that.
I guess. They are also an 8-win team, though. I still think the Rams would be my pick now.
I just don't trust Seattle because I don't trust their quarterback, but... Chris, if you want to talk football, you can always come on 14 Rings and NFC East podcast.
I don't know if I'm qualified to properly talk football, but, I'll pick the Rams. We'll see what happens with this New England game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of
I got it on the TV right now. I kind of don't want New England to win because, Pats fans are insufferable. Insufferable. So
yeah. Drake May is, super
He's
cool
good.
And good, which is kind of a... frustrating.
I don't hate the team. I just don't like the fans.
Yeah, they don't deserve that this soon after Brady.
They need to suck.
Why
for a
New
bit.
England? But
you guys need to suck for a little bit first. Come on.
I will say, I really dig this Bears team. I want good things for them. There was a brief window in my childhood where I bought an old Bears jacket at a consignment shop and was I'm a Bears fan.
Oh, okay.
Not really, obviously, but I do have a soft spot in my heart for the Bears. So I will probably be rooting for Chicago moving forward. I don't know if that will end well. I don't know if you can come back in every game and pull it off, but Chicago's fun. And that was a really cool win. All right, Lucas, let's talk about the Sixers. Are you ready to talk about
the Sixers? Yeah.
A trade pitch? All right, ESPN's Tim Bontemps outlined basically potential trade targets for every team, Lucas, and pointed to Chicago Bulls forward/center Jalen Smith as a potential option for the Sixers to kind of beef up the front court. He noted, like you did, that both Barlow and Jabari Walker are on two-way contracts. They're running out of days. Smith is averaging 9 points, 6.4 rebounds, 1.3 assists this season in 17.6 minutes a game, hitting 34.5% of his threes. What are your thoughts on Jalen Smith? And do you view him as a good target for the Sixers?
I think Jalen Smith is an underrated player. He was a top 10 pick for a reason. He's having a good season. I would love for the Sixers to be able to get him as a backup. But why in the world would Chicago trade him? They don't have any long-term answers at center besides him. Vooch is another year older. What is Vooch, 34, 35 now? At least Smith could be a bridge, if nothing else. Now I think Smith is a good quality backup, but why would Chicago trade him? Why? There's no reason for them to trade him.
Yeah, I don't know if I would qualify Jalen Smith as a long-term solution at center.
Maybe not a long-term
solution.
He
is playing 17 minutes a game.
I mean, that's fair, but you're playing him behind Vooch, who's solid, but he's getting older.
There will be free agency, future trades, the draft. There are some centers.
Why would you trade Jalen Smith this season if you're the Bulls? That's what I want to
get draft capital, to get picks for a role player.
What picks are we sending him? We don't have a lot of second-round picks.
Probably second-round picks.
I don't want to send a first-round pick. Who does Chicago want on our team that we can send? Who?
I don't know, Lucas. Jesus. Look, I'm just pitching. I'm telling you what I read.
No, I mean, look. Jalen Smith is a good player.
He's making $9 million a year. So you'd probably have to send like Drummond and another guy or Kelly.
Yeah.
I don't think you send Kelly. So I
I
think
mean,
you're sending Drummond and a guy like Gordon or
honestly,
something.
I would rather keep Well, actually, no, that's just the backup center rotation from the Bulls last year. If you keep Drummond and get Smith, uh, yeah. Look, I mean, then you get too small the center position because Smith is only like 6'9", 6'10", and then you already have Bona who's undersized. I don't know. I just don't know.
Sure. Yeah, that's fair.
I
It's
mean, you
worth.
could go with Smith and Drummond. I mean, that wasn't terrible rotation for the Bulls last year, but like at the center spot, but like backup center spot, but like I don't know. I mean, Smith does give you more spacing than Bona does, and gives you a little bit more size, and is still pretty. I mean, he's not quite the shot blocker that Bona is, but he's solid defensively. I don't know. I mean, he's a good player. I just like, what does Chicago want to trade him, and how much do you have to pay? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, let me double check here. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to make this work financially if you're not doing Kelly, which is maybe a reason not to do it. I don't want to. That's not a trade I'm interested in personally.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Smith is under contract for another year after this, so you get some control that you maybe don't have with Kelly. That could be an interesting debate. I'm
But
not saying
Kelly's
it's
generally a better
unreasonable.
player. Yeah, Kelly's a better player, and you have a shot this year. If health lines up for you to win the East,
I
and Kelly
agree.
would be a big part of it. Would be a bigger part to that than Jalen Smith would be.
I generally agree. You could argue that Smith is a better fit for what this roster needs, but then again, like if you're Philly, you can't count on Paul George to play every game. You know guys are going to get hurt, and that's where Kelly can really kind of step up in a way that Jalen Smith just can't. So
Mm-hmm.
I think we're both kind of on the same page here. We're like, it's not something I would totally rule out, but
It just doesn't seem
it's
plausible
not
at this
super
point.
exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a good player. He could help a lot of teams. I just don't see the ideal fit on this team.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Obviously, look, it's January 11th, just over a month until the trade deadline on February 15th. We'll have a lot of trade conversations over the next month, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Better than even chance, honestly, that the Sixers just try to duck the tax at the end of the day. So maybe it will all be moot anyways.
Yeah,
But
I mean, that seems like the more likely thing. We know that Josh Harris doesn't love paying the tax, and Daryl Morey has no real inclination to. I look, if this team's healthy, which we've only had one game of, by the way, where everybody was completely healthy so far this year. I mean, look, you can make an argument that you could beat almost any team in the East in a 7-game series if the team's healthy. So why try to shake that up?
yeah, I think that is fair. I'm not
I,
opposed to trying to get better on the margins. I'm not 100% convinced that Jalen Smith is the best or most realistic way to do that, but it's an interesting conversation. One more note on Josh Harris, Lucas. What are your Cliff Kingsbury thoughts?
Oh gosh, you can check out the full episode of 14 Rings and NFC
Uh-huh.
podcast 120, episode
I want
126.
the abbreviated thoughts.
I'm would I have been mad if he stayed? No, but I'm completely fine with him leaving too.
Yeah. Is he going to be a head coach next year?
There's a chance. There are about 8 openings. There might be some more after
There are
today.
a lot.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's a shot here. I mean, look, basically, from my understanding, is that they wanted to change the offense a little bit, and Cliff was like, "No, we're gonna run my way, or no, I'm gonna look options elsewhere,"
yeah.
and that's
That's
fine.
fair. Is John Harbaugh going to coach the Giants, Lucas? This is my last football question.
My friend Mao, who's my co-host on there, the Giants co-host, she would love that. She has said that.
Is that the best option for the Giants?
I think it's either him or Stefanski, or I think those
Is
two would be.
Stefanski maybe better?
Depends on your definition of better. Is he a better offensive mind? Yes, but does he not work always well with quarterbacks? Debatable.
My question would be, what has John Harbaugh done to elevate the Ravens the last 3-4 years?
He
When
puts
have they
together pretty good
outperformed?
staffs. Puts together pretty good staffs. Good delegator. I mean, and to be fair, the losses in the playoffs were not on John Harbaugh. Those were players not making the plays that they needed to make.
That's fair. I will say, I think Stefanski's a good coach, and I would
I
like to
think
see him with a real
Stefanski.
quarterback.
I think Stefanski is either going to be in New York or Atlanta.
Or he's going to be the Eagles' offensive coordinator. Okay.
Oh God, no. No, it's more likely Cliff becomes their offensive coordinator and just punishes us.
I'd be
I can see
totally
that.
down for that, actually. That
I
would
bet
be
you would.
sick.
But no, actually, that would be a bad fit for Cliff, honestly.
Eh,
No, Jalen Hurts is not his
Yeah.
type of quarterback. No.
Jalen's got some running
No,
stuff.
but Jalen's not a high, like, he can't run out no huddle. Like, that's not his thing.
Give him a shot.
Nah, I'm good.
Just because
Anyway.
they don't let him doesn't mean he can't.
Honestly,
That's
Mike
fair. I think that's
McDaniel would be
fair.
a better option for you guys as OC.
I want McDaniel. That is absolutely would be my dream outcome. He should be a coach somewhere else. He's a good
Why
coach.
do we keep on talking
Straight up.
football, Chris?
I don't know, Lucas. It's Sunday, okay? All right. All right. I'm gonna hit the transition button, Lucas.
Yay!
We're gonna go rapid fire through 5 NBA trade candidates, and I just want you off the top of the dome. Don't think about it too hard. Don't try to map out the trades yet. At least, I want you to give me one destination for each name, and I'll give one too.
Okay.
I say off the top of the dome, it's gonna take me like 30 seconds each to come up with one. But John Morant, Lucas.
Miami.
Wow, that was really, really fast. Okay.
I have already been thinking about this one.
Okay,
Sacramento
that's good.
doesn't want him, and neither does the other. Timberwolves doesn't make any sense.
You're more
Miami
prepared than
does.
me. Yeah. I really don't think any team should want John Morant.
That's
but
fair.
Seems like Milwaukee is just maybe desperate and dumb enough to do it. So I'll say Milwaukee. All right. Anthony Davis.
Atlanta.
Yeah, I kind of agree. All right. Larry Markkinen.
Utah.
Probably. With the way
It
they
is-
tend to do business.
I just don't see them trading him.
That's fair. I don't disagree. As for where he would look good, Detroit would be pretty sick.
I have
think.
Detroit for a different player on this list.
Orlando doesn't really have the flexibility, but he would be
No.
awesome for Orlando.
Well,
Uh,
hold up. You could make it work if Orlando decides that they're done with the Paulo experiment.
Sure, I highly doubt they're ready to go that far.
I don't think they are either, but like Paulo for Lowry actually makes a lot of sense.
I think it's a more interesting conversation than most people would give you credit for.
I wouldn't have brought it up if I didn't think that it was like plausible. Like Lowry would be a better natural fit next to Franz if you believe Franz is the better player.
I agree.
Paulo could get a fresh start, and him and Ace Bailey could be like mid-tier stars, kind of like Rudy Gay and Rudy Gay next to each other.
Yeah, a lot of questionable shot decisions being spread between those two. But yeah, I don't entirely disagree with you. There's an ironic part of me that wants to be like Lowry would look really good in Chicago.
He would. Well,
He
no, they got
would.
Buzales. I think Buzales is.
I think they can play together.
They might.
At least offensively, they can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Washington, if they just want to go all in right now.
I
Trae
mean,
Young, Lowry.
they could.
Who needs a top 8 pick? All right, Lucas. I would say Atlanta too for Lowry. If they don't do the AD thing, they have a lot of picks. Lowry would look good in Atlanta.
I mean, if I'm not saying Utah for Lowry, let's get spicy here, and I'll say, you know what, bump it. I'll say Phoenix. I don't know how they do it, but I say Phoenix.
Okay, I like it. Michael Porter.
Detroit, easy fit, takes over the Tobias Harris spot.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I pitched a Michael Porter, Austin Reeves 3-teamer that we talked about the other day.
I don't like Austin Reeves leaving LA.
He'd be good in LA basketball wise. I don't know if we need to put him in front of that many cameras, but Yeah, Detroit makes a lot of sense. Atlanta would make sense here too. With if they're trying to like boost the Richache role a lot, you could make a pretty good case for the Hawks. Austin Reeves Lucas is the last name. I don't think they'll trade him, but
Yeah,
just in case.
I mean, I would like Austin to stay with the Lakers if he's not going to go to the Lakers. I have no thoughts on this one. You threw me a curveball on this one because I don't think he's on the market. Geez, let's see here. Who needs a guard? Be hilarious if you traded him to Dallas.
Yeah,
Yeah. Let's say Dallas. Let's just say for chaos sake,
I like
Dallas.
it. Okay.
You can play him next to Kyrie and Cooper.
I don't mind it. You can make another case for Detroit here if you want to like do a cool backcourt with Cade and
Not
Reed.
enough defense in that back. Well, I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I guess the Lakers would agree.
Well, the Lakers' defense isn't because of Luca and Reeves. It's Luca, LeBron, and Reeves. LeBron.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's still not ideal with Luca and Reeves. It's really Luca that's the problem, the
Yeah.
main problem, you
Well,
know?
there's a reason why Dallas thought that they needed to trade him now. I wouldn't have traded him.
No, yeah, let's not like
Try
go
to
full
justify
Nico,
them.
okay?
We're not doing that. But I will say
Uh,
this is what I think happens with Reeves. I don't think he gets traded this season. I think they give him a contract extension. Then in a year or two, that's when I think they trade him so they can get better pieces for him.
I think that's true. I think you're probably spot on there.
I think who was it, Bill Simmons or Zach Lowe that said that. But
Yeah.
I think either way that happens.
Yeah, I think that checks out. I would note again, Atlanta could be interesting now that they don't have Trey. That could be pretty fun. It's like strange, but I think Austin is
I think I like
better
CJ.
than Trey right now.
I mean, Austin is better than Trey, but no, I kind of like CJ in Atlanta to take over like what they were hoping Trey could do. Like I think CJ was having a pretty good year in Washington before he got
CJ's
traded.
good, but
Yeah.
he's also on an expiring contract.
Yeah.
You
Well,
would
technically
extend
Reeves is
Reeves.
too, but yeah, I get
Yeah,
what
you
you're saying.
would presumably extend Reeves. I don't think they're gonna like pay CJ, but that's fair.
Is CJ gonna get paid anywhere really? Like the amount of money that he's hoping for?
You probably get like
not.
10 million somewhere. I don't
Yeah, he's
know.
gonna get like a mid-level exception, maybe a little
Yeah.
bit above, like 10 to 15 million. Who knows, something like that. Now, I look.
Miami would probably like Austin Reeves.
I mean, he's basically just the more of a combo guard than Tyler Hero.
Hero's been pretty rough of late. I would say
Like-
Reeves is a substantial upgrade over Tyler Hero.
So, like, hot take. Going back, talking about Tyler Hero now. Going back to the John Morant thing. 3-team trade. Tyler Hero goes to Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
You send whatever you need to Memphis. Ja goes to Miami.
Sure. It's not if anywhere is gonna like save quote unquote John Morant,
It's Miami.
probably Miami. So I don't hate that. I think that's a good idea, Lucas.
Yeah, look, I mean, Tyler's from Milwaukee, so I don't know. I really just don't like Morant and Anthony Edwards next to each other. I just don't think that works at all.
Yeah, that's fair. That's 100% fair.
Yeah. Okay, so can we like Anthony Davis? Is there any other place besides Atlanta that should want Anthony? Here's a hot take. I think Toronto could use Anthony Davis.
That's a possibility. I feel like I've heard other teams people keep
They say
mentioning Golden
Detroit.
State.
I don't want him in Detroit. That doesn't make Sim and Jalen Duren do not make sense.
Detroit's a no for me. Golden State is like, I think they just need to let it go. You know, they're like
I think Golden State needs to trade there. Just start cleaning house.
Golden State is like the basketball equivalent of a guy who's starting to bald and he just won't shave his head. Like they just need to give
You
it
mean
up.
like Alex Caruso in the G League?
He's they're Jaylen Brown,
Oh,
metaphorically speaking, only
oof.
not good.
Yeah, hair wise. No. Oh gosh. No. Look,
Austin,
like
he's
why?
better.
Like apparently Sacramento is still interested in Kuminga, just trade him to Sacramento. You're not going to get what you want
Literally,
for him.
yeah, take advantage of that one. That's still on the table.
Sacramento only wants Ja if you can get off DeRozan and Keon Ellis. I think that's what I read on like one of those like semi-real Twitter accounts.
I am past trying to ascribe logic to anything Sacramento does.
They want to be a gritty defensive team. That is what I have listened to.
Yeah,
on the,
they are 8-30 right now. So
yeah, look, I don't know.
They are 6-24 against Western Conference opponents. All right. I think Boston would be an interesting one if they can make that work.
Boston for who?
AD, Jaylen Brown, Tatum once he's back.
I mean, you'd have to give Derek White.
Would you? Can you not get there with like Simons and other guys?
No.
You'd have to.
Yeah, AD's making 55, dude.
All right. Look, man, I'm just throwing stuff at the wall here, okay?
The walls, it's not sticking.
Clearly.
I mean, who really wants AD? He's going to be 35, want a massive extension. He's not going to get... Let's be clear. AD's not going to get the massive extension that he wants.
Yeah, you're pretty much right that they would have to trade Derek White. So maybe no for Boston, though White has not been having like his greatest season this year.
He still does all the little things. He just can't shoot. Yeah, he's just not having great shooting. Yeah.
All right, so we have Atlanta and who? Who's our other, like...
There is no other.
Miami?
I
keep saying Miami. Phoenix?
No. Phoenix, if they... What are they going to send them? Six round picks? Second round picks?
Jaylen Brown and... I don't think you're going to get a lot of draft picks back for Anthony Davis at this point.
No.
Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, and salary filler, or maybe a pick.
Like, honestly, if I'm Phoenix, I kind of just, like, stick with what I got, honestly, for now.
You don't think they should add another aging star who's clearly past his prime?
I think Matt Ishbia has learned from his mistake.
You think so?
I hope so, for his sake.
You think the fact that they're now young and they can win games has taught him a lesson? All right.
One can hope. One can pray.
I think we can scratch Philly off the AD list after our brief psychosis earlier this year.
Yeah, that's fair. To be fair, Joel kind of forced that psychosis.
That's fair.
His play early on. Look, hang on. Let me pull up NBA teams. New York, maybe?
No.
You could get there. You'd have to trade like Robinson and either Bridges or Anunoby.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
I think
Chicago,
it's Atlanta or
bust.
Golden State.
I don't know. Okay, hot take. I don't think Draymond Green will be on the team past this season in Golden State.
Maybe not. He's kind
of wearing out his welcome. Yeah.
He's making some choices on the.
He's making a lot of choices. Yeah. No. What, you know what? Send them to NBA purgatory. Send them to the Hornets, or
sure,
or even worse, the Pelicans.
Send him to Indiana, and then next year it'll really, really pop off.
I mean, I was actually thinking that, but like they couldn't afford it without going over the luxury, and we know Indiana's not going to pay luxury tax.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You don't want to win any games this year if you're Indiana. You want to take advantage of that.
Would he really even play this year? He's broken his hand again or something, right?
Who?
Didn't he have like a hand injury from the other night?
Who?
AD?
Oh yeah. So he's out like through the trade deadline anyway. So he might not even get traded. Is worth noting now, but. Yeah. Okay. Is that? Do you have anything else you want to talk about around the league, Lucas, or should we wrap things up?
Like, how serious are we taking Houston?
I mean, my general thought on the West is that it's a pretty clear break between OKC and everyone else. You know.
I mean, San Antonio has their number.
Yeah, maybe the Spurs are like the one. Even then, though, I think in a 7-game series, I'm still
so like OKC's like tier 1, Spurs and Nuggets are tier 2.
Yeah,
maybe you put the Rockets in that tier 3, but I don't know.
I think Rockets are tier 3. I think the Wolves and Lakers have a lot to figure out, but they're probably in
tier
tier
3
3.
is just Rockets, and then tier 4 is Wolves.
Maybe
Lakers.
Phoenix by themselves.
No, I think Phoenix.
Maybe
is
Golden State if you're holding
I don't
out.
know.
Steph's still awesome. Sure.
I just don't
then everyone else.
Yeah, I mean,
Clippers are slowly working their way back into the play-in mix.
Memphis is slowly getting themselves together too, which is weird.
I think our Cam Boozer Oklahoma City dreams are slowly dying.
Yeah, probably.
Which is probably for the best.
Yeah, we don't
maybe not best for my brand, but best for the sanctity of competitive basketball in the NBA. I think Houston is a third-tier team right now. I think that's pretty fair. Do they have the chance to be
second tier? Yeah.
Better? Yeah.
I think they need to make a trade for an actual traditional point guard at the trade deadline. I think that's what they need. I don't know who they trade for. They don't need to get a huge salary guy. I mean,
yeah, or just even one more really lights out shooter would be cool.
Yeah, either that or a point guard and a shooter. And here's the thing: they have all the assets to do it too. They could do it. It would not even be an issue.
Yeah, I agree. Make it play Reed a little bit more heavily some nights. There are ways to attack it, but
yeah. I mean, look, they just need a little bit more shooting. I don't know, honestly, I know you're not gonna like to say it, but they're actually missing Dylan Brooks's 3-and-D defense, mainly the 3, which is crazy.
Well, yeah, I mean, they replaced him with Kevin Durant. I don't think that specific.
I mean, but if they
trade-off.
could keep him and Durant there at the same time,
sure, yeah, that's fair.
Look, try and think of who could go to Houston to help them point guard wise, because you don't want to send LaMelo. I mean, you could get LaMelo, but I don't think you need LaMelo. I think that would screw things up, honestly. John Morant doesn't make sense there either.
Maybe not a natural point guard, but I would be interested in trying to get in on Jaden Ivey if the Pistons are ready to give up. It doesn't really fit what they exactly need, but from a value stance, it might be worth it.
What about Tyus Jones? Orlando's not really using him now that you got Anthony Black blooming.
Sure. That's
that
fair.
Could work.
That could be good. Houston would be a really cool Austin Reeves team if they can scrounge together the stuff.
They could get the picks. That's not the issue. They have the picks. And the salary would be easy. You would just have to do
give them a big guy. Give them Steven Adams and a bunch of picks.
They would not give up Steven
See if they
Adams.
bite. You think?
I think Steven Adams is the core of their offensive rebounding stuff.
Yeah. Oh, you're saying Houston wouldn't. Okay.
Yeah, Houston would not give up Steven Adams for. I mean, I don't think they would. I don't think the trade off there would be good enough. But you could do Tari Eason and Clint Capella for him.
Yeah.
I could see that plus a lot of picks.
So that might be a good Austin Reeves team if he does end up on the block. Or
maybe Kobe White goes to Chicago.
Kobe White's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, Kobe White could work.
Does Sunmu really any of the Chicago guards?
What? If you're the Lakers, do you entertain Reeves to the T-Wolves? I could get behind that one.
Who are the T-Wolves sending back? Is it just Dillingham and
Conley?
And Reeves is only making $13 million too.
Yeah, I mean Conley's making 11.
So then, if you add Dillingham, you're at 17, 18 already.
I don't know. No, that won't work.
I don't think the Wolves have the picks either. But
no, they don't. They only have one pick, I think, right now that they could possibly do a swap on. Lakers could get so much more. No, if I'm the Lakers, Houston makes sense. Honestly,
the only issue there is then you're trading him to a potential direct competitor.
Mm-hmm. No, I think Houston maybe calls Chicago. Kobe White's been on the market. I like Kobe White, honestly, more for Minnesota, but I can see him in Houston, too.
Yeah, that's fair.
There are some young centers this year that I am absolutely loving. The rookie on the, what's his name? On the not the Jazz. The Sacramento Kings. I like him.
Maxime Renaud.
And then the Clippers have a rookie that just can jump out of the roof.
Who?
The Clippers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. He has a really long name.
Yannick Conan Niederhauser?
Yeah, him. Yeah, him. I like him.
He's not going to be very good, is my take, but
you think
he
so?
does jump very high.
Okay.
I don't
Jackson
know. I was
Hayes
not
is still
a
in the
big
league,
fan of him as like a first-round pick. I thought that was a big reach, but I'm willing to be proven wrong. I understand the appeal. He is very long and fluid, and he jumps high.
That's, yeah.
Plus, if we can get a guy named Yannick Conan Niederhauser to be like a star, I think that's a great thing. That's an awesome name. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. All right, man. I think that's pretty much it that I got, unless you guys have something else.
Nope, I think that's it. As always, everyone, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Sixer Sense podcast. Like, subscribe, follow along if you can. We're on Twitter at Sixer Sense. We're on Apple Podcasts and Spotify if you want to listen. If you want to watch and listen, go to youtube.com. We're also on TikTok at the Sixer Sense. And until next time, go Sixers. We'll talk soon. We'll be talking about another Raptors game. So,
yay, another Raptors game. Are we done with I think we're done with Raptors after this.
I think so. Thank God. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.